Welcome to Clarity Currents. I'm Danielle Laura, trusted seer and spiritual advisor. Each week, I share grounded energetic transmissions and insights into the week ahead so you know how to work with the energy rather than in resistance to it and are equipped to create aligned momentum across your business, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, and legacy. This is Clarity Currents episode for the week of May 11th through the 17th, 2026. Let's dive in. When I tune into the overall energetics of the week, I see a vision of waves crashing against the shore, and at first it's really chaotic and intense and loud, and then suddenly pulling back into the stillness, revealing seashells and treasures that were completely hidden beneath the surface before. So this is a week of emotional surfacing followed by a grounded clarity. Earlier in the week, there's this dreamy, intuitive, almost otherworldly energy where inspiration flows easily and you may feel deeply connected to your next chapter, your next evolution, even your next identity. But alongside that, I see emotional tension, particularly around relationships, values, and self-worth. It's like your soul knows exactly where you're going, but parts of your current reality may not fully match that frequency yet. Midweek, the energy intensifies. I see a volcano, like this pressure building beneath the surface, and then a release. And it's here to liberate you. Anything that comes up this week that feels triggering, confronting, or emotionally activating is directly tied to a version of you that is ready to be shed. By the end of the week, I see a lock clicking open and a door slowly swinging wide. There's this sense of grounded clarity, new intentions, and a mental breakthrough that brings everything full circle. The message here is to trust the emotional waves. They're clearing the path for your next level. Business for the week of May 11th. When I tune into the energetics of business this week, I see a vision of a person standing at a crossroads holding a map. And then suddenly, the map dissolves into light. This is a week where over-planning will not serve you. There is a huge influx of intuitive insight, creative ideas, and inspired direction early in the week. But trying to logically control or over-structure it may create resistance. The message here is to let inspiration lead, then ground it later. Midweek, I see a microphone lighting up. There's something you've been holding back from saying, whether it's in your content, your messaging, your offers, or your leadership. This is the week to speak it. Even if it feels edgy and vulnerable, and even if it feels like it might disrupt something, because it will, but in the exact way it needs to. By the end of the week, I see a solid foundation being built brick by brick. The invitation is to take the clarity you receive and anchor it into something tangible. What are you building long term? What actually feels stable, aligned, and sustainable? This is a powerful week to set intentions around your business that will shape the next 6 months. Relationships for the week of May 11th. When I tune into the energetics of relationships this week, I see two people standing across from one another, separated by this plane of glass. They can see each other, but there's a disconnect. This reflects the early part of the week. There may be some emotional misalignment, misunderstanding, or a sense of we're not quite on the same page. But this is not a sign that anything is wrong. It's just a reflection of internal shifts happening within you. Midweek, I do see that glass shattering. There may be emotional confrontations, truth-telling, or moments where something comes to the surface that can no longer be ignored. This could feel intense, but also incredibly healing. Old wounds, particularly around identity, worthiness, and how you show up in relationships, are being activated so that they can be fully cleared. The message here is respond differently than you have in the past. That is where the healing happens. By the end of the week, I see two people sitting side by side, looking forward together. Clarity returns, communication opens, and there's a deeper understanding of what's aligned and what's not. Health for the week of May 11th. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I see the nervous system totally highlighted. Early in the week feels sensitive, intuitive, and even slightly foggy. Your body may be asking for more rest, hydration, and gentle movement. Dreams may be vivid. Your subconscious is very active. Midweek, I see heat in the body. It's kind of like this flush of energy moving through. So this could show up as tension, inflammation, or even emotional energy that is needing to be released physically. The message here is move your body to move the emotion. Whether that's walking, stretching, breath work, or something more intense, let your body process what your mind cannot. By the end of the week, I see grounding. Bare feet on the earth kind of grounding, coming back to your body, coming back into stability, and coming back into what feels nourishing and supportive long term. Health for the week of May 11th. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I see this tug of war rope. On one side is security, comfort, and what feels safe. And on the other side is change, evolution, and what you know is necessary for your next level. There may be tension this week between holding on to what feels stable versus making changes that align with your future vision. The message here is to release what is no longer aligned with where you're going. This could be a mindset, a financial habit, an investment, or even how you value yourself and your work. By the end of the week, I see seeds being planted in rich soil. This is a powerful time to set intentions around money, resources, and long-term wealth building. What are you choosing to create? Because what you plant now is what is going to grow. Spirituality for the week of May 11th. When I tune into the energetics of spirituality this week, I see this lightning bolt striking through the crown chakra. There are major downloads available this week. Insights, realizations, truths that feel undeniable. Midweek especially, there is a deep spiritual activation tied to your identity and your healing. You may be shown exactly where you've been operating from an old version of yourself and given the opportunity to choose differently. This is profound soul level work. By the end of the week, I see a clear channel, like this beam of light moving straight through you. There's a sense of alignment between your mind, your heart, and your soul. And the message is to listen to what comes through, because it's guiding you exactly where you're meant to go. And legacy for the week of May 11th. When I tune into the energetics of legacy this week, I see a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, piece by piece, removing what is not meant to stay. And this is not about adding more. This is about refining, releasing, editing, and clarifying. There may be something this week that you realize you cannot bring with you into your next chapter. And letting it go is what allows your true legacy to take form. By the end of the week, I see a blueprint laid out clearly in front of you. There's a deeper understanding of what you're building, why it matters, and what your next steps are. The invitation is to commit to that vision, even if it requires letting go of who you've been. There you have it, Hot Soul, your intuitive forecast for the week. Wishing you a week of powerful breakthroughs and grounded clarity. Until next week.